Welcome back, everybody, to the Book of X. We are here today for another episode of the Xbox Weekly News Roundup, and this is a bumper edition because there has been so much news that has dropped this week. I have had to make cuts to it, so let's just get straight into the first topic. So earlier this week, during Sony's State of Play, we got the reveal of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So this is a collection of Mortal Kombat arcade games that include the original Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 4, and then Mortal Kombat Advance, Deadly Alliance, the Game Boy Advance Edition, and Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. So these are a mixture of Game Boy, Game Gear, SNES arcade games in the collection. Alongside this, it comes with a bonus documentary that chronicles the history of the Mortal Kombat franchise in the arcade. Great collection. Absolutely going to pick this one up, as I did not get to experience these games simply because the bulk of these games came out when I was far too young. So if you weren't aware of this, check out the trailer. It looks fantastic. During the same showcase then, we got our first look at 007 First Light. So for those who aren't familiar, this is the brand new James Bond game coming from IO Interactive, and what we gathered from the trailer is that you will be taking on a young version of James Bond, pretty much fresh out of the military, taking on his first assignment with MI7, and rather than it just be a straight up Hitman clone, it is clear from this game that we are going to have plenty of high octane action. There was car racing, gun shooting, all sorts of mission based. So the only thing that wasn't clear to me from the trailer was whether this was going to be a very linear experience, but either way, it'll be great to have this, as this will be our first James Bond game, well, original game, in 13 years since James Bond Legends. It'll actually be 14 years by the time this launches, as it was confirmed it was coming in 2026. Another big reveal we had this week was in the form of the Witcher 4 tech demo. So as part of the State of Unreal showcase earlier this week, developer CD Projekt Red brought on stage to demonstrate the sequel. Now, it wasn't like official gameplay, but it was showing what it was capable of in engine, and gotta say, it looked absolutely incredible. Granted, it was a tech demo, so it remains to be seen how the end product will turn out, but if what we saw is just a possible representation of what we can experience in Witcher 4, as you can see on the screen here, it will be a sight to behold. Witcher 3 is arguably one of the greatest games of the last generation. Some would consider the greatest game of the last generation, not me personally, but still thought it was a fantastic game. But we got to see what Ciri looked like and the world around it, and it looked new while at the same time familiar. Another reveal then we got this week was, of course, the release date of Black Myth Wukong. So after much time and deliberation, it looks like it is indeed coming to Xbox. Now, we've all heard all the narratives over the last year. It's the Series S's problem. The developers are going to take years to be able to do this. There's no Sony money hatted involved in this. Lies. All of it lies. Why? Because the game is releasing exactly 1 year after its release on PlayStation. Now, that's not pure coincidence, but the point is, for those who do wish to pick up the Black Myth Wukong game, he will be launched on 20th of August 2025 and will go on pre-order on the 18th of June. And for those looking to get a discount on it immediately for the first few weeks, I understand the game will be available to pre-order at 20% off. Then we have another one coming back to the Sony State of Play this week was the reveal of Final Fantasy Tactics Remake. So Square Enix announced Final Fantasy Tactics, the Valhalla Chronicles, and this is coming on the 30th of September this year to Xbox, and they basically said that the game is a one-to-one recreation of the original game, but the game will also be presented in two different versions. There's the enhanced version, which comes with new dialogue, updated UI, graphical improvements, and a bunch of other quality of life updates. But then there's also the classic version that you would have experienced back in 1997. So perfect game if individuals want to run 2 run-throughs or flick back and forth, similar to Halo, the Master Chief Collection. So if this is something you are looking forward to, do let me know. We then got the Summer Game Fest reveals block. So what I will do here is essentially a rapid fire, otherwise we could be here all day. But the Summer Game Fest block, first up we had, these are some of the biggest announcements that I've taken from Summer Game Fest. We had the reveal of Mortal Shell 2, which looks like a massive step up from its predecessor. It's got new sort of visually, it looks incredible, great animations, brutal looking combat, and that has been announced for the 2026 launch on Xbox. We also got the surprise reveal of a sequel to Code Vein. So Code Vein 2 again is looking like a large improvement over the first game. Code Vein, for those who aren't familiar, is a very tough, difficult hack and slash shooter in a anime background setting. We also then got arguably the biggest reveals of the night, outside of one to come. It was Mundfish back on stage revealing Atomic Heart 2. Now this came as quite a surprise, but I suppose most of us probably weren't expecting Atomic Heart 2 to be revealed so early, considering it's not been that long since the first one came out. But what we did see is that Atomic Heart 2 is going deep down into the RPG mechanics route for their sequel, and I have to say, as a fan of the original game, this one looked absolutely brilliant. There's not enough games out there that give you that Bioshock feel, but this one certainly looks very promising, so absolutely going to check this one out. But it wasn't the only project Mundfish revealed. They also came on stage to reveal a brand new game from them, from the world of Atomic Heart, called The Cube, and from what I gathered from this, it seems to be a bit more of a MMO style game, whereby it's an ever-evolving cube and all players play on the same map. Very interesting, so I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. This one did not have a date on it, but I assume Atomic Heart 2 will come sooner than The Cube, but let's see. We then got Ill revealed to us. So Ill is a realistic looking first person action horror game that's taking place in a darkly, overtly taken over by a mysterious entity, as the description reads. It states that there is a grim story, unpredictable monsters, a visceral dismemberment system, and realistic physics to create atmosphere of relentless terror. This game looked horrifying, but at the same time couldn't take your eyes away. It was a very interesting trailer, and I think many people will walk away from the show as this was probably one of their more favorite reveals. So yeah, be sure to check that one out. And then as far as the final big reveal of new games, it was of course the closer of the show in the form of Resident Evil 9, in this one Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and we got a launch date with it too, February 27th 2026. Now looking at this game, it ties the Resident Evil 9 is essentially coming all the way back around to the beginning. For those who played through the Resident Evil series, spoilers, Raccoon City was bombed or nuked early on in the series. This game has us coming back to Raccoon City after the bomb had dropped. In the trailer we saw sort of a large crater within the town, so fascinating looking story. I've become a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise in the last few years, having swept through a whole bunch of the games first time over the last 2 years. So I am 100% going to be checking this one out come 2026. Then in the form of some rapid fire sort of release dates and reveals coming out. So Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was revealed to be dropping on July 31st this year. This was the Metroidvania style Ninja Gaiden. We also got confirmation that Silent Hill F, which looks terrifying, is dropping on the 25th of September this year. We also then got the release date of Sonic Racing Crossroads, which is also releasing September 25th this year. This is the Mario Kart style game, but a sequel to a previous Sonic Racing game. We then got the reveal of Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now I enjoy this franchise, I'm a massive fan of Jurassic Park. Clearly the franchise is successful enough that they're going to make a third game in the series. This will be launching this year on 21st of October. Surprised it's like that far back. I thought they might have tried to tie this in with the release of Jurassic World Rebirth next month, but I appreciate that they might have wanted a longer cycle to get this one sort of advertised. Mecha Break is another one then that is launching on 1st of July. This is the multiplayer third-person shooter that's in the form of mech-based combat. We also got the reveal of Lies of P, well, not the reveal, but the release date of Lies of P Overture expansion, and the answer to that is available now. So check that out if you're a fan. And then finally we got Dying Light the Beast, which had a confirmation of an August 22nd release date. And for those who aren't aware, if you purchase the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2, you will get this game upgrade for free. And probably the most exciting aspect of this game to Dying Light fans is that it features the return of Kyle Crane, who was the protagonist of the original Dying Light. So to close things out today then, we are going to run through the Game Pass reveals for the first couple of weeks of June. So our first up to announce is Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Editions are now available to Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Standard members. These are the original RPGs from the current series. Play differently to Baldur's Gate 3, but if you want to return to the origins of that series, you're able to check that out now. Coming up then on the 10th of June, we have Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, the Mastercrafted Edition, which is coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. This is an enhanced version of the 360 game. Absolutely check this out if you're a fan of Warhammer or the Space Marine 2. Fantastic game. It's a Gears light, so to speak. There's no cover-based shooting, but it's got that heavy run and gun sort of feel to it. Coming up then on June the 11th, we have two drops. First up, we have Kingdoms Two Crowns, which is coming to just the PC side of Game Pass, which is essentially collecting coins, building defenses, and reclaiming your kingdom in sort of solo co-op side-scrolling strategy tower defense style game. We also have Barbie Project Friendship, arguably the most exciting reveal for everyone on this video, but that's coming to Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Game Pass Standard, where it's described as the ultimate Barbie gaming adventure, as Barbie and Barbie work together to save the beloved Malibu landmark, the Malibu Waves Community Center. So definitely one for some of the younger audience out there. On June the 11th, then we have the drop of FC 25 into Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass, with the football season having just essentially come to an end with the Champions League final last weekend. Then it's perfect time for them to drop this in as the sales begin to dip. This should essentially carry them straight through now to the release of FC 26. We then, on June 13th, we have the release of The Alters, which is dropping into Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Now, this is available day one. As a reminder, what The Alters is a sci-fi survival game where you play as a character called Jan, who's stranded on a hostile planet, and you essentially create alternative versions yourself, each shaped with different life choices to essentially survive, gather resources, and navigate through sort of deep dilemmas, and your past becomes your crew, essentially. So a very, very unique take on a survival game. On June 17th, then we have a string of drops. Two available day one and one sort of first time in Game Pass. So the available day ones, first up we got BC Firebreak, which is dropping to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass, and this is the brand new cooperative first person shooter game from Remedy. Not something they've done before, so can't say too much of this one until I get hands on, but very intrigued by how this one will turn out. The other available day one drop on that date is Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. So Lost in Random, Eternal Die takes the real-time combat, blends real-time combat, tactical combat, and risk-reward dice mechanics for second-to-second battles. It's very interesting. And then a game that many people have been asking to join the service, which is Activision-based, is on June 17th as well, is Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, which is available in Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Standard. So this is the fourth mainline game, so to speak, in the Crash Bandicoot franchise. Not one I've checked out myself, so absolutely going to be checking this one out come the 17th, just so I can experience it. And with that, everybody, that is a wrap up of all the major topics in the news this week in the form of Xbox. I'm sure there's plenty of topics I mentioned today that will have interested most of you. There was much in the rapid fire of the Summer Game Fest. So please let me know what you're most excited about in the comments. And if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. But with that, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all soon.